Rowan?
Yeah, quite clearly. Sometimes we might think the electorate aren't really listening. The electorate are always listening. They're very switched on, and we should never underestimate them. Yeah, yesterday, it was a while yesterday morning in Galway, and yesterday and last night in Belturbet and Cavan. Day before in Sligo, and no matter where you go in the Midlands Northwest, everybody's very much of the opinion of how lightweight our representation has been, not just the last term, the last 2 terms. If you take the cap budget, for the 10 years that Ming Flanagan has been there, is decreased year on year. In our area, nobody is standing up for farming. Nobody has the farmers back. That has to change. When it comes to derogation, the same MEP was against the derogation. That has to change. And moreover, as I mentioned earlier, in relation to those projects that others mentioned, we can't afford to do without those projects. And then we talked about the offshore renewables. For those 2 years, I have been campaigning in relation to offshore renewables. I met the Irish Commissioner in the EU when I was visiting Barry and Billy about a year and a half ago, and put it to our Commissioner the opportunity we have off our west coast, and similar to our Minister Eamon Ryan, who is looking to develop the east coast where there's much less opportunity and much more difficulties with sectors not working with them. On the west coast, we're ready to go. Met the Irish Commissioner. We seem to send people over there that don't seem to realise that they have a job to do to represent us and to bring something home. It's not all about having a nice face and going out there and saying the right things. It's about delivery for our people. I remember advocating in front of the Commissioner and telling her the opportunity that existed there. I haven't heard her mention it once since. Like the West Coast, harbours like Rossaville, Killybegs, Castledownbere need small investment to start giving a bit of oomph to this opportunity. There are large companies across the world now looking in on us and the opportunities that exist in offshore renewables. But they're saying we're not ready. We have to turn that around. We have to lead. Rossaville has a major investment. I've been involved with Minister Eamon O'Keefe and Frank Fahey over the last year and a half in that development, and Charlie McConlogue made major announcement there, and development is underway. But there's about 12 million more needed there to make it ready for offshore renewables. We don't have the strong practical representation at the European level to deliver the things we need. And people on the ground are seeing that. They're sick or tired of living in the West and seeing the young people leave, the brain drain. They're sick, sore and tired of the planning systems that exist. That doesn't sustain rural Ireland. That undermines rural Ireland. And thankfully, Darragh O'Brien is coming with a new bill that is about changing that, to ensure our young people have the opportunity to live where they are brought up. They have the same rights as everybody else, and that's a welcome opportunity. And there are many other bits and pieces that I want to see within that bill happen as well, to ensure that those that live in rural Ireland get the opportunity to stay there. And with this balanced regional development talked about earlier, given the opportunity to get jobs in the region and not have to leave and stop that brain drain, it's really, really important. And then I suppose the other big topic that's out there, kind of an undercurrent, is in relation to immigration. And I suppose many parts of our region took in a lot of Ukrainians and very well welcomed. The difficulty was how it was managed. We need to go about the management of those people coming into our regions better, because it is affecting our education services. It's really affecting our health services. We need to have a more balanced approach to ensure that everybody can take what they can, but we need to stop the overload. There's an overload and pressure on services, particularly health services for the more vulnerable, and many parts of the Midlands Northwest. And again, it's a balanced approach that's required, and there's going to have to be changes there.
Thanks very much, Ryan.